Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. In this video, we're going to start talking about an I'rab al-Lafzi in more details. So the I'rab al-Lafzi is the articulated I'rab, and this is when the I'rab, the changing that you're seeing at the end of the word is going to be apparent. You're going to be able to see it. And this changing is either going to happen with al-alamat al-asliya, the original signs of I'rab. So for raf, dhamma, for nasb, fatha, for jar, kasra, for jam, sukun, or is going to happen with the secondary signs for certain nouns or verbs. And we're going to see what this means. Now, in this first section, we're going to start talking about the rafa'. We're going to talk about the first type of i'rab, which is the i'rab that's called al-raf'u. And al-raf'u, its original sign of i'rab is the dhamma, as I just covered. So if you have a word for dhamma at the end, like taribu, yadrusu, it's going to be marfu'. It's going to be wearing the shirt, wearing the hijab of al-raf'u. So you're going to say that word is marfu'. Now, al-raf'u is only found in nouns and the fi'l mudara'. So no other thing in the Arabic language is going to be able to accept al-raf'u. Okay, or is it going to be able to, or is it going to be able to be marfu'? So what are the signs of raf'u? The signs of raf'u is, it has one original sign, which is the dhamma, of course. Like we just saw, al-taribu is marfu' because of the dhamma, and yadrusu is marfu' because of the dhamma. So certain nouns, we're going to cover which type of nouns and which type of verbs are going to take the dhamma as their sign of raf'u. Then there's going to be certain nouns and certain verbs that are going to take the secondary sign, which is either a waw or an alif or a noon. So for every single one of these, we're going to explain. We're going to explain the type of nouns and verbs that take the dhamma as its sign of rafa', and we're going to explain the types of nouns and verbs that take the waw for its sign of rafa' or the alif or the noon. Okay, so as you can see here, these signs will be used with certain types of words to show that it's marfu'. What are those types of words? We're going to be breaking it down step by step. So what type of words use the dhamma as their sign of raf'? The dhamma is a sign of rafa' for 4 types of nouns, or I should say 4 types of words, because there's 3 nouns here and then 1 verb. So a raf'u, or the dhamma, sorry, is a sign of raf' for 4 types of words. The ism mufrad, the singular noun, like Muhammad. Jam'u taksir, the broken plural, like at-tullabu. Al-jam'u al-mu'annath as-salim, the sound feminine plural, like at-taribatu. And the فعل مضارع الذي لم يتصل بآخر شيء, the فعل مضارع that has nothing attached to the end of it, like يذهب. And we're going to be breaking each and every single one of these down into detail. So we're going to explain what a Jam'u taksir is, we're going to explain what Jam'u nasalim is, we're going to explain what this one is also. So let's go ahead and start with the ism mufrad. Al-ism mufrad, the singular word, is any ism that indicates one thing. So i.e. it's not a muthanna or a jama'. It's not a dual noun, and it's not a plural. So Muhammadun, Kitabun, Makkatu, these are all mufrad nouns. Why? Because they're singular. They're only indicating one thing, i.e. they're not muthanna, they're not a dual, they're not kitabani, 2 books, and they're not jama'u, they're not plural, they're not Muhammaduna, and they're not kutubun. Okay, so that's what the ism mufrad is. So any singular noun in the Arabic language, whether it be feminine or masculine, doesn't matter, is going to be marfu' for dhamma. Aishatu, Zainabu, Makkatu, Kitabun, Baytun, Sayaratun, the list goes on. The second thing was Jam'u taksir. Jam'u taksir is the broken plural. Jam'u taksir is any word whose plural pattern is broken from its singular form. It's any word who its plural pattern is broken from its singular form. So masajidu, kutubun, aqlamun, all these words, the thing that's coming with them is that first and foremost, they're indicating something that's plural, right? Masjids, plural, books, pens. And the way that we were able to create their plural form was by breaking apart their singular form. So masjidun was changed completely to masajid. Kitabun was changed completely to kutubun. Aqlamun was changed from qalamun. So these words are jam'u taksir. Why? Because they're nouns that are pointing or indicating something that's plural, and likewise, their original singular form was broken apart, was changed, was taksir, was broken in order to create their plural form. Okay, so jam'u taksir, all broken plurals like this, will also be marfu' for dhamma. The jam'u an-nasalim, the sound feminine plural, is a word whose plural form has an at the end of it. Okay, a word whose plural form is an added at the end of it. So any noun, okay, that's indicating something that's plural, and it has this extra at the end of it, it's jam'u an-nasalim. So talibatun, which means one female student, becomes talibatun. Mudarrisatun, which means one female teacher, becomes mudarrisatu. Muslimatun, which means one Muslim sister, becomes muslimatun. So all these nouns are jam'u an salim, sound feminine plural. Why? Because they're nouns who their singular form stayed intact first and foremost. Because talibatun, mudarrisatun, muslimatun was not broken. All that was done was that at was ended at the end of it, and likewise, they're indicating something that's feminine. Okay, because all of these are indicating feminine things. So this is the jam'u an salim, and all of these, as you can see here, are going to be marfu' for dhamma. Then likewise, الفعل مضارع الذي لم يتصل بآخر شيء. The فعل مضارع does not have anything attached at the end of it, and we're going to explain what this means. So any فعل مضارع that does not have anything attached to the end of it is going to be مرفوع for dhamma. يذهب, تذهب, أذهب, all these verbs, nothing was attached to the end of it, so they're مرفوع for dhamma. So now the question is, what can be attached to the end of a فعل مضارع, right? What can be attached to the end of a فعل مضارع? Three things can be attached to the end of fi'l mudari'. Nunu tawkid, which is the noon of emphasis. Okay, the noon of emphasis, an extra noon that's added at the end of a fi'l mudari' for the sake of emphasis. And when this noon is added, the verb automatically becomes mabni. So this is one of the two cases of al-mudari' dhun nunayn. Okay, this is one of the two cases where the fi'l mudari' will become mabni. It's if a noon tawkid is attached to it. So adhabanna, anna there is nunu tawkid, and it's making the verb mabni on al-fath, stuck on a fatha. Adhaban, same principle, the end there, the nunu sukoon at the end of it is also a type of nunu tawkid, and it's making the verb mabni stuck on a fath. Okay, so in this case, the verb will be mabni. It's not going to be marfu' for dhamma or anything like that, it's just mabni. The second scenario is if the fi'l mudari is attached to nunu niswa. Nunu niswa is the noon of femininity. It's the noon that is the attached form of antunna or hunna. So when you attach hunna to a verb, it becomes a noon like this, and that noon is called nunu niswa. Yadhabana here is mabni. It's stuck on a sukoon because of nunu niswa, which you can see here. Same thing with tadhabana. Tadhabana is attached to nunu niswa here, so it's making the verb mabni ala sukoon. So in both these cases, the fi'l mudari', if it's attached to either nun niswa or nun tawkid, it becomes mabni. It becomes mabni. So everything we just explained here does not apply to it. And that's why we say a fi'l mudari' that does not have anything attached to the end of it. What does this mean? Yani it doesn't have nun tawkid attached to the end of it, because then it will make it mabni. And it likewise doesn't have nun niswa attached to the end of it, because then also will make it mabni. The third type of thing that can attach itself to the back of fi'l mudari' is thubut al-nun. Thubut al-nun. Thubut al-nun is a noon that comes at the end of al-af'al al-khamsa or af'al al-khamsa. It's a noon that comes at the end of the 5 verbs, and we're going to explain what these are later on. But pretty much the noon that comes at the end of yadhhabuna, tadhhabuna, tadhhabani, yadhhabani, and tadhhabina. This noon that comes at the end of those 5 verbs that I just mentioned, yani those verbs that are conjugated with those 5 pronouns, those verbs will not be marfu' with a dhamma. But again, inshallah, this will make more sense. We're going to explain what af'al al-khamsa is in the coming videos. So with this, these are the 4 types of things in the Arabic language, the 4 types of words in the Arabic language that will take the dhamma as the original sign of rafa. Okay, that will take the dhamma as the sign of rafa. All other words in the Arabic language that accept rafa, so all other nouns or fi'l mudari' will either take a waw or an alif or a noon as a sign of rafa', and that's going to explain inshallah in later videos.